Okay, round 3 has finished, and we see that the net profits have grown again. So we see here that in the net profits, 116 is the top net profits, and then we have 107, 107, 104, and 106. So we have 5 teams that surpassed $100 million in net profits, which is excellent. And you can see as the market is growing, teams have been increasing their net profits every round. Now, how I got to these high net profits is no secret. If you watch the 2 previous videos, I walk you through step by step quick decisions I made in building and setting up my cars and the profit margins I had on my vehicles. Now, if we move forward to total points, we see that, yes, the first round is very easy to make points. It gets a little bit more challenging in round 2 and 3 as you're building your company. Now, we see that 3 teams in round 2 lost points, 23 points, 58 points, and 210 points. In round 3, only 1 team lost points. The other 2 teams had a rebound, which was good. So now we're only down to 1 team with lost points. If we look at stock price, we see there's only 3 teams down here with a low stock price. And that is at the bottom end of the range. Most people are in this middle range here, where they're somewhere between $50 and $30 in stock price, and 2 teams here are at the top of stock price. What makes the stock price go up? Earnings. It's all about maximizing shareholders' wealth. You maximize shareholders' wealth by having high profit margins and increasing sales, and your stock price will go up. But earnings per share is also a key factor in that. Now, if we look at sales per team, we have a new number 1 in sales, Chariot at $506 million, and then we have Zurg at $496 million. So there's a lot of sales to be had. So, some companies, you look at this company, and they really rocketed their sales on the highest trajectory of increasing sales. This team did very well increasing sales this round. Only 1 team decreased their sales. And you can see this Too Fast, Too Furious team was also the team that lost a lot of points. So you can see the trend here, losing sales volume, losing points. Now, earnings per share, again, we have that same company here, Too Fast, Too Furious. Now, we started out at around $2 per share that all the teams started out, and this team is now at $1 earnings per share. So it's actually just lower earnings per share in a market that's growing double digits. So you see, I've kept the team I've been working on the number 1 place in earnings per share. And then these other teams have done very well as well in earnings per share. So let's go back into the sim here. So that's a quick wrap up of how the teams did. So if you look at, I'm going into my team just to see my year over year change. And I see that revenues are up 35%. I paid down some of my debts, so my debt ratios and liability ratios are better. Now, my earnings per share went up slightly at 4%. So I didn't do that great in earnings per share, but I figured that, and we saw that in the last video, and I've been building out my operational reductions, cost reductions to help with that. So as it was a building round, my return on assets, my total asset turnovers were lower as I was building assets quickly to take advantage of the expanding market. So some rounds, you may be building your company, and this can affect your return on equity, return on assets, total asset turnover as you are increasing your assets faster than your sales. So that's to be expected. You don't always earn points in every area, every round. My forecasts were pretty much the same. My book value, market capitalization went up, and I had a increase in operational investments and in a surplus, which gave me that 400 points and got me on target to about 1,800 cumulative points. Now that I'm going back in, you'll see that in my round, I have a very high operational cost reduction. So if I make the same car, put the same specifics in, actually, we see that the consumer expectations have moved up. So I have to move this up a bit. But we can see that I can greatly improve my profit margins now that I made these operational cost reductions. So that was one big reason why on these cars I can now simultaneously improve my number of features at the same time as, and I'm able to move up my price a little bit, and I'm able to greatly increase my net profit margin. So that will help me moving forward. So that's the whole reason so what you don't want to do is have a situation where now you make a car and you have lower gross profits. That's what's going to lose you points. That's what's going to disappoint investors. That's what's going to upset everybody. So you're going to make sure your gross profits continue to grow. That's more important than beating out or exceeding customer expectations as far as how companies are measured. Now, you don't want to disappoint your car purchasing people that much, so you want to make sure you have somewhere within their expectation range, but you don't have to beat their expectations to be on top of the auto game. So then the production area, again, I have room to move up these operational investments, but as I told you last video, I'm not going to complete this round. I'm actually closing the team. This round, this team's going to be deactivated, and you guys are going to be on your own for the last 3 rounds. I held your hand for the first couple of rounds, round 1, 2, and 3, and showed you step by step how to complete the rounds in a way that would, earn points and have everyone do well. Some people, only about half the class has been watching these videos, and I notice the students that do watch the videos are thinking they're doing a lot better in the simulation than the people not watching the videos. And remember that you can always go in and continue to work on practice rounds to hone your skills in the next round and put some ideas in there if you want to test them out before you put them in the real world team competition here. That's totally fine. So that's it for this round. Most teams are doing well. Most teams are ahead of, if you look at, I'm going to go to charts, and if I look at the leaderboard here, and I'm just going to go down to total points so far. After 3 rounds, there are a number of teams that have exceeded the minimum points needed each round. They're well on their way. They have 3 more rounds to earn 500 to 800 points, which should easily be done. So many teams are on their way to getting the full score out of this simulation, and that's what you want to keep close tabs on, is your total points, your total cumulative points, to make sure that you're getting closer and closer to the 2,500 point minimum to get the full score for the simulation. And again, to do that, you have to increase profits, increase profit margins, increase sales, and stay competitive. Okay, so that's it for this wrap up of round 3. Good luck with round 4 next week.